Welcome to Love and Hip Hop, the Hollywood edition. We are in episode 6, season 4. Who's your spirit animal?
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
You gotta turn up a little bit louder though. This video. Wow. Shout out to Nicole the Pole. She's actually in this video. Like she has like a pole dancing.
The pole.
Yeah, Nicole the Pole. She has like a pole dancing studio. She travels the world giving like pole dancing lessons.
Have you been?
I have not, because it's all the way on the other side of town, because I'm not trying to do all that driving. But shout out to Nicole the Pole. I've been following her for years.
Shout out Nicole.
My name is TK Trinidad. I am one of your hosts for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and it's been quite the season, so I'm happy we can hop in. But we have a couple of other hosts.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? It's Brittney Q Hill, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at Brittney Q Hill.
Yo, 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 this is Cynthia Nicole. You can follow me on Instagram at Cynthia Nicole 5.
Wow. Yeah. So a lot of things going on. I binged watched all 5 episodes, so we got to this point. But there's just so many people involved. I figure we'll kind of take episode 6, deconstruct it, and if we have some time, we'll kind of go to all the other characters or folks.
Let's do it.
So let's start with Masika and her event. She had the Kyrie Barbie beauty event where she launched a lot of her line products. So first she had Zell. She wanted him to, do the event for her.
Right.
There's a little bit of falling out, so she brought in Mr. Ray to do the event for her.
A mess, honey.
Yeah.
And that didn't go too well. No. So what did you think? Do you think Masika should have said no? Like, I know you think you have it, but, I'm going to talk to Zell another time? Or do you think...
I think she really trusted him, rightfully so. I mean, he sounded, I believed him. I thought he was going to maintain his composure, but I think that when anybody's in that situation in the hot seat, I feel like he reacted like anybody else would have.
Right.
I just really think that they both shouldn't have been there because they caused a scene that was supposed to be like your friend, loyalty, and I think they were both wrong. And if I were Masika, I would have said, both of you, I'm not speaking to you.
Oh yeah, he planned the event, so technically he should have been there.
Yeah, but
she's like, nah, all of them should know.
No.
I do think though that him being, the professional, even though Zell popped off, he should have still been like, you know what, I'm working right now.
Right.
And I mean, it's a huge event for her,
But I think with that, like, he couldn't, if he said, no, I'm working right now, I'm not going to deal with you, he still would have came after him. Like, I think he would have still kept on coming after him until he got a reaction.
Zell?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I think either way, like, something would have popped up. I think the best bet was not to have him come. And given all the other scenes, all the other seasons Masika was in, like, there's just always fighting. They have bodyguards. They have bodyguards on deck.
Yeah, I mean,
security
she should know
on deck
too.
on every episode. There's some type of fight. So I feel like it should have been just a definite no.
Right.
Just for because the product was getting thrown around. Zell was laying on the table on top of her product.
Oh
it was just
he was acting a fool.
Incredibly disrespectful.
I have to say though, I'm kind of pleased to see how she handled everything. Because I feel like she's grown a lot from past seasons. I feel like she would have probably tried to put some hands on somebody too.
Right.
But I see the growth in her. So and plus, it's her event, so she
event.
kind of had to.
Right. And then you see the dress. She couldn't really do too much in that dress.
Yeah, that's true.
So tight.
Yes.
I think that was very notable of her.
Yeah, I don't know.
How would you have handled it?
Man, I've been watching the season. I just don't know. Like, I would love to just kind of go into everybody's background to see why, there's the fighting.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't been put into those situations. So, I hope I wouldn't act in that, in that incident. But I feel like if somebody kept poking you, then that's what happens. And
Absolutely.
you put them in like a fishbowl. That's a reaction that the producers want to get.
Right.
So it's a catch-22. It's like, okay, well, if the event went well, then would we be talking about it? Would we be watching?
Very true.
So
yeah, he was provoked, and I mean, like you said, Zell was gonna keep poking until he got that reaction, and he got it.
And he stood up on the table.
Yeah,
that was
kind of funny, right?
I mean, who does that?
Right.
And then jumps off the table, lands. Like, I felt like you should just added music to the background, and we've been like good to go and off to the races. But so fast forward now, now Masika's at the nail salon with Zell, and they're kind of hashing out their whole thing. And then prior to that, Moniece and her girlfriend AD let Mr. Ray know, hey, you know, we understand, but you're kind of in the wrong. If you want to hash it out with Masika, she's gonna be here with Zell the next day.
Right.
So he shows up at the nail salon, and I feel like, why would you want to do that?
Why would he want to show up?
Yeah, why would he want to show up?
He wanted revenge. You know, I feel like I do. I feel like he showed up for revenge, ultimately, and it didn't work too well for him then either. But
yeah, because what was the point of that? So
everybody wants the last say. You know, nobody wants to be, you know, the underdog. He wanted the last say, so he showed up to like revenge.
I feel like in this industry, especially in LA, it's such a small network that you're going to be known for the fights.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know,
Absolutely.
that might tarnish your reputation.
Right.
So it's like, why would you put yourself in that situation where you're just like, you know what? I'm going to stay clear of this and I'm just going to, you know, do my work.
Right.
So, I mean, again, it wouldn't make for TV, but that was sensible.
But do you think that Ray went to that nail salon to start, or he kind of wanted to like clear the air in a good way?
He knew that Zell was going to be there. So, you know, what he could have done is, like, I'm assuming he knows where Masika lives. So what he could have done is, you know, waited for her until she came home or, you know, kept talking to her until she answered. Because they're really good friends. Like, you know how some people annoy you? It's like, yeah, like I'm blocking you. But they're really good friends. You're going to understand why they're calling. And then eventually they're going to wear you down. It's like, all right, now I'm ready to listen to what you want to say.
And if his intentions were pure, I feel like he walked in already ready to fight. I mean, obviously Zell said something, you know, off gate, but he could have stepped back and said, hey, I'm not here for that.
Right.
But he was like, you know, what kind of animal you got here or whatever. So
yeah, it's just the petty things. And it's so funny, like Masika said, like, you know, the fact that they don't even kind of listen to each other because they might be really good friends or good lovers.
I agree. They possibly could.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know.
And maybe that's what it is. Some tension between them that they're feeling. Maybe that's what it is.
I feel like, because I have a few gay friends, and it feels like they can't be two in the same. Like, they're two very both like out there guys. So I feel like you need somebody who's, you know, more laid back and somebody's out there. Two out there personalities. They're vying for attention. So I don't know.
It's competition now.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then they're competing for her friendship. You know, it's like
you have to kind of keep them separate. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So let's. Oh my gosh, Cisco.
Oh Lord. So I'm like kind of shocked that he came all the way from New York. I mean, I don't know, you know, if he wants some more camera time or what, but he came all the way to New York for Teairra. That kind of says a lot.
Yeah, but that's I think in season 2. Rich
Strawberry? No, Rich came. Moniece.
Yeah, she came in season 2 for that. I mean, at the end of the day, like I flew from New York today. I got in at 11 and I still had a full day. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like when you take that flight, it's a 5-hour flight. It's not that bad. It's not like you're going across the world. Slight, you know, jet lag, but you're good to go. So it's not too far where you can't get back to do work.
That's true.
So,
but is he here, you know, to stay for Teairra, or is this just?
I think he wants to test the waters.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the whole thing with him and Teairra, she was acting so well in New York that maybe he should have suggested, look, let's go back to New York because this situation is not working for you. Right. Because New York and LA, wow, I haven't been back to New York in maybe like 5 years. So I went back for the weekend, and what a difference.
Really?
Like, it's concrete jungle. You don't see the mountains. You don't see, it's definitely more open areas per se in Los Angeles, and New York is just like everything's on top of each other.
Right.
People in Brooklyn, I love y'all, but
busy.
It's very very busy. Everybody's on their hustle. People call you out.
Oh yeah,
like it's serious.
Rude. No offense to you New Yorkers.
Yeah, it's a serious thing in New York. So it's two different environments, and maybe for Teairra, because it's not, you know, and LA's not slow, but it's a little bit slower than New York.
Right.
Maybe she needed something like, you know, stay in New York and, you know, kind of get herself together.
Slow her down. I have to say though, I'm kind of impressed with Cisco. I was not a fan of his prior to this, but I feel like he's really taking steps to you know, help his girl out. Or do y'all feel like you don't feel like he's you know, doing right by her?
I don't think he's changed. I mean, I feel like he's been in the same character for so long, and I feel like he's still the same. So you think
he's doing this for show? You know, taking her to get the detox and
yeah.
Well, I don't know if the detox was the right idea.
No,
because even when they went for it, she's like the nurse was like, okay, well, it's for hangovers and
dehydration, right?
I'm like, okay, well,
take vitamins.
Yeah, she hungover, or you know, you can drink a lot of water for that. Like, you dehydrate, just drink some water.
So, question: do you feel like he was trying to beat the girls to the punch and saying, you know?
I think he does genuinely care for her, and I think the concept of their relationship in New York was so different because it's like like again, I said it, 2 different personalities. So she probably came from New York. She came from LA to New York. Refreshing personality, something different from New York girls.
Right.
And he loved the concept of that, and then they're in their honeymoon period, all that good stuff. Now he's in LA and he's seeing all the baggage that she has.
Right.
So I think he genuinely wants to help, but again, you know, everybody has baggage.
Right.
It's just depending on if you want to, you know, be there for that baggage,
Right,
that
right.
type of baggage.
Right.
And I think he's seen that, and he's like, well, maybe she's not an alcoholic, and maybe she doesn't have these problems. Maybe it's just, you know, something, you know, she kind of has a cleanse her palate, cleanse her soul, and she's good to go. So
Right.
maybe he was trying, but again, maybe he's realizing it's bigger than what he thinks it may be.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
it's just confusing because, you know, the friends are like warning her about him, and
Right.
then he's warning them. So it's
That's
like you
true.
don't know who to like trust. And I think that he's been kind of blindsided about the fact he doesn't know who she is
Right.
out in West Coast. But I think she should be honest and kind of open up and become more vulnerable towards him if that's
But maybe
where they
she's
want
not seeing herself.
She doesn't feel like she has a problem, you know?
Because even last season, last reunion, she was like, "Oh, I can quit cold turkey."
Right.
And even watching, I think it was season 1, and kind of going back, if she watched it, and I think they had to because they have to tweet and all this other stuff, you would see that how her personality, and she's admitted her personality is different. So why would you put yourself in those positions,
Right.
especially if you've been trying to get your career back?
That's true.
So she's been
such
talking
a
about
beautiful voice.
Right.
She really
So
does.
beautiful.
She's been
Yeah.
talking about getting on top of her career and singing and all sort of stuff for 4
Yeah.
seasons now.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, if you really want to do that,
Right.
and again, this is LA, you know, girls are coming here at 17, like
Okay.
off the Greyhound.
500
so,
a day.
So, you know.
Ain't no more room.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, then you concentrate on that. So maybe it's just like she's not even realizing that the problem's there yet. Technically, like from a lot of people, they say you have to hit rock bottom before you realize.
Absolutely.
So maybe she hasn't hit the rock bottom yet.
Yeah.
And-
Do you guys feel like her friends were wrong for confiding in Cisco before going to her? I mean, but they have gone to her. They've had
They
conversations
have. I think
before.
it's come to the point where they just have to let her. Hopefully
Crash.
nothing. Yeah, let her crash, and hopefully nothing happens. Because even look at Nikki. You know, she let it all out. It's like, hey, my brother was in the situation. Now he's
Right.
no longer.
Yeah.
And you know, she's kind of stepped back because she realized that she said her piece. She's there for her. She was there for her for the whole, you know, jail thing. And you know, there's really nothing more than you can't drag her to rehab.
Right, you
So
can't.
there's nothing more that she can really do other than like, if you need me, call me.
Right.
So
Yeah. And
it's
that's
just
true with addiction. Until they're ready to get help and admit, okay, I have a problem, then you
Right.
know it's going to remain the same. You cannot help somebody that doesn't want to be helped.
So so the whole thing was Nia and Moniece are very concerned. So they go and talk to Cisco about it. He lets Teairra know, and she gets really upset. And it's just kind of like, it's so funny because she's like, well, did you defend me? And he's like,
yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop because I understood what he was saying too.
Right.
You know, like if I got you, that shouldn't be a question.
Right.
But she didn't even really give him a chance to respond. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And,
She
was
and
just,
she
like,
just
gonna
flew
walk
off the
out.
handle. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think you kind of develop your own storyline. Like she feels like
Right.
everybody's turning their back
Against-
on her, against her.
Yeah.
So she feels like that he's on the same boat too.
Right.
They all
yeah.
love her. I
Yeah.
wish you
Yeah,
could see it.
I think it
They
was a
all
valid
love her.
question that she asked, but she still did not really give him a chance to respond.
Well, I think if he told her, if you sat back and he told her, then he's definitely for her because he didn't have
Yeah,
to tell her.
that's true.
Because
Very
she could have
true.
watched it on the episode and found out, and that would have been a
Yeah.
whole another thing.
Right.
So if he told her, then it's like, yeah, I definitely do have your back. I'm all the
Right.
way here in LA.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I agree.
So there's that situation, but it was so funny. So fast forward now, you know, he's going somewhere with a gift.
Ugh. Yeah, I was like, I already know. It's like that's not gonna be Teairra.
No,
I
that's
already
Why
knew.
the setup
Yeah.
so good.
hasn't changed.
Right? Yeah, I already knew.
Well, see, y'all are gonna come for me anyway.
Yeah.
But see, I think it's like, it reminds me of Baby Boy. You remember Baby Boy? John Singleton. You had Tyrese, and he's like, I love you, but I want to F other women. Like,
Right.
that doesn't change the fact that I still love you.
Yeah.
I feel that's the same way. Obviously, that's not everybody's ideal of a relationship.
Right.
But I feel like he's riding with Teairra.
Yeah.
But she has a lot going on.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to release that tension.
He's trying to decompress. Right.
Right. And he has Amber Diamond.
Who is? Do you guys know who
I've
this
never
is?
seen her.
I've never heard of her. No disrespect. I don't know who Amber. She's cute though.
She is.
That
she's,
was
she's
hot
cute.
and
Yeah. Right.
steamy.
Yes.
Like, ooh, Teairra got some
But,
competition.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but I've never heard of her. And I had a moment though when I was watching. I was like, man, really? Dude, I mean, I know all men aren't like that, but like, really? I
was like, okay, I see you.
But are they in a relationship though?
No.
That's the thing.
Well, no, him and Teairra are in a relationship.
So that's what I know.
Because he let Ray J know. Remember, I think it was like in the first or second episode, he let Ray J know, like, you know, I'm here and I'm with Teairra, and he's like, I know Ray J and her had a past, and he was just like, and Ray J is actually really nice about it because he's like, you know, it's about time, you know, she got into a relationship and somebody treats her like a queen that she is.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, Ray J. Pretty nice on his part.
Right.
So it's just like, I think I mean, he could flip it and say they were never in a relationship. You know, these people use the word dating and they throw it all over the place.
Yeah.
But it seems
and that's
like,
what I was asking. Because, I mean, you know, especially out here in LA. You know.
Ooh.
Dating here in LA. Another subject. No, not today. We'll save it for another conversation.
Stay downstate. It's a lot easier. So that's the whole thing. So it seems like, and how he set it up, he's like, you know, when I need a release, I you know, book a hotel and he checks for her.
Right.
And she's talking about Bonnie and Clyde stuff, and he's not really rolling with it.
So I feel like it's a lot deeper than what they've
probably been doing that for years.
Right.
So she's always probably been that chick where it's like, all right,
I'm ready for something more.
But she kind of seems like she's getting a little too attached, like just by what she said, like Bonnie and Clyde,
and that leads you to believe how deep does this thing go?
Right. But they've been rolling with each other for a few years. Even if you see them once in a while and they don't necessarily claim you, as women, there's still an emotional connection.
Absolutely.
So that's where it gets tricky. Whereas I understand how men and people don't understand, no matter what you do, there's still always going to be an emotional connection. So you have to take that into account in whatever dirt or whatever, how you choose to live your life.
That's true.
So, I mean, she's banging though. We definitely need to
Amber Diamond was bad.
Yeah. Maybe you want to go to the gym like twice.
Right.
So, wow. So we'll see. It looks like Moniece has kind of had it. And the thing, too, is, so Moniece and they didn't really mention Moniece and Fizz are still living together. And I think they kind of alluded to that, but I don't know if he's moved out already. So it's supposed to be Moniece, Fizz, and AD. They're all living in the same house. But I don't know if they're still living together because she was like, I'm moving from my apartment to my house.
I heard that.
So I'm like, okay, well, where did the house from before live? Because he mentioned that they had 3 bedrooms in the other house. And so I'm kind of confused on that. So hopefully they'll clarify that.
I thought she had a house prior to.
Yeah. So we'll see. I can't even keep up with these houses and the apartments. Yeah. So Alexis Skyy, Lucci, and his baby mama Sarah.
Did y'all see her bust out in that radio station?
So first off, shout out to Romeo. So he's from K-Day. He's been radio DJ for years. So it was definitely, I sent him a text like, oh, I see you on Love and Hip Hop. So shout out to him doing that interview. But it was just so funny because I don't know how she for K-Day, you get upstairs and there's security there. There's a little secretary there that buzzes you in the door. Okay. So I don't know how she managed to get past all that and find the studio, but kudos to her.
Yeah, because that was true.
Yeah, that's not easy. Like, how did you manage to time that out? So kudos to her for getting there. But I don't understand what the game plan was. She was gonna bust up in the interview and then say what? Like.
Yeah, I mean, it was true, but at the same time, like, come on now. Like, there is a time and place for everything, and I understand that was her method of finding him, but what do you do after that? Right, like, yeah.
Yeah, what did you expect?
And you should have known that it wasn't going to end well for you. Did you think that, you know, he was going to give you a hug and come by after that? Like, you just messed up my interview.
Yeah, and you're going to get a definite gangster response. Like, okay, I don't care.
Right, so then what he said was warranted. Do you guys feel? He kind of hit below the belt. Yeah. It was a little steep.
I mean, it's like somebody coming up at your job.
Right.
Like, it's kind of a catch-22 because she's probably been calling him and he's probably been dodging her. So that's a mess up on his part because, you know, he might not know how far he's pushing her until it happens.
Right.
But you should know if you're in a relationship and you're like, you've been calling this person like, look, it's not, I'm calling you to find out where you are, but look, your baby mama came at my job.
Right.
And threaten me and all this other stuff, and you're not even picking up your phone, then that's frustrating.
Right.
And on top of that, like, you know, you were possibly pregnant like 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
It's like, what type of relationship is everything going in? So I get both sides, but yeah, I mean,
that baby mama's really furious, though. She's really.
At the end of the day, she's passionate. It seems like it sounds like Sarah thinks that they're still together.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. But I mean, I don't know this Alexis Skyy girl very well, but it sounds like this is something that's happened before, you know, with her
she's dating quite a few rappers.
Right, but, you know, crossing lines with other relationships. So I don't know if they were, in fact, still together, the baby mama and Lucci. So, I mean, hey, she was upset.
I know. It sounds like she just has to step out of the pool that she's in, the dating pool that she's in.
Alexis?
Yeah. And just say, you know what, I'm done. And then, like, y'all know, date a 35-year-old businessman from,
That's right.
you know,
maybe the rappers aren't working for you.
Yeah, I mean, and I think too, she's banging herself, and there's that attraction, and then of course, you know, somebody sees her and they're gonna treat her all great because they want the cookie.
Right.
They get it, and then it's like, okay, well, you know, been there, done that.
Right.
On to the next one. So I feel like, you know, she might have to take a pause from that pool and just like, you know what, I'm gonna do me. And just X out these ones for a moment and try something a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, because she's a beautiful girl, too.
Yeah.
If nothing changes, then nothing
I mean,
changes.
Eve went all the way to Europe, and she married her a billionaire.
Yeah, right?
So I'm just
Hello.
Gotta go there.
Hello.
throwing it out there. It might be something you might want to do. So let me tell you, I didn't know. I knew of Safaree, obviously because Nicki Minaj, but I had no idea that he was so funny. So funny, and I love his crossover.
So cheesy.
I love his crossover between patois and like English. Like they do a lot of that in New York. Like I have a lot of West Indian folks, so like Trinidadian, etc. So I love it because it's just bringing to light for people who don't interact with West Indian people. Like it's a beautiful thing. So shout out to Safaree. But I love how he's just like.
He's
so
silly.
corny. I love it. So Safaree, he's in the studio. Nicki introduced him to Chanel, Chanel West Coast. Chanel's been around for a minute.
I never heard of her.
Yeah, she's been around for...
I like her, though.
Yeah, she's been around for a minute. I don't know if I should bring it up. But anyway, she's been around for a minute. So Safaree's helping her out, and then he calls in Hazel E from Girl Code Inc. To help him out with the video. I don't know why he wanted to do that. Not no shade on Hazel, but it just feels like he could have just handled it himself.
He could have did it himself, yeah. I didn't like Hazel's approach. I felt like even when she came in and met in the studio, you can feel there was some
shade.
I don't know if it was intimidation or what, but there was shade off gate. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was the whole thing with Hazel because she's doing her own thing. She has this business going. Apparently, she helps other artists. She does different things like producing and helping with them. So her whole game plan was, you know, Safaree wanted her to come in to help with the video. So they get to the video shoot, and Hazel didn't send Safaree or Chanel a treatment for the video shoot, which is kind of weird because you want to know what to expect. Like, okay, we're going to do this and this and that. Hazel wanted Chanel to learn the moves on the set, which I feel like you're renting for that time and that day, and it's outside, so there's daylight. It's burning daylight. So this is something you want to do at the studio, learn the steps, and then come in and hit it out.
Right.
So I don't necessarily know what the budget was and all this other stuff, and Chanel looked like she was ready to tape.
Right.
So to learn choreography in the dust with a cute outfit, makeup done.
I just felt like it was extremely unprofessional. You know what I mean? Regardless of how expert you feel that you are with, you know, running video shoots or whatever, the bare minimum, you should have had a treatment for both of them.
And maybe she did have a treatment. She just didn't feel like they needed to know it.
Right.
I personally thought it was her video that was like,
especially when she started
was
doing
like
the
my
choreo.
boyfriend, my babe, my car's like, you know, I don't know, and her dance, you know, I was like, okay, girl, get it.
A little extra. I found it very distasteful how she treated, you know, Chanel. I didn't feel like that was necessary.
So do you think you think that she feels that Chanel is kind of impeding on her like demographic? People who would listen to her would also listen to Chanel, so she feels like, you know, threatened.
Possibly. I felt like, especially when she first came to the studio, when they first, you know, had that conversation, I felt that there was some sense of intimidation of some sort. You know, she's a cute girl. They're both blondes. They're both, you know, and she was like, you have this little hippie look, and maybe you should just stick to that. I don't know. But
that was her style probably that day. You know, maybe
it was just shady all across. But so, yeah, maybe she was intimidated. Threatened of some sort.
So what do you think of Hazel and Rose Burgundy's whole thing?
Okay, so earlier in episode 6 when she said something about if it's not the Hazel show, then we ain't gonna eat or the bills aren't gonna be paid. So basically, he's not bringing anything to the table. It sounds like.
Well, he looks like he's up and coming. You know, he's from. LA is just a very strange place. He's up and coming. So you know, she's obviously. It sounded like she's bringing the bills, and he's not. Right. And you know, I guess maybe the agreement was she was gonna work on his career as well and kind of bring him up. So
okay. Do you think that's gonna happen?
I don't know. If it wasn't Love and Hip Hop, then...
I mean, yeah. I don't mean it. I feel like she's above that at this point. You know what I mean? Now, if she wants to help him out with his career, that's one thing. But like, you have this dude living with you. You're paying the bills. You're feeding him, and then he has this little attitude about her doing her thing so that she can pay the bills.
I know the popping of the champagne in the middle of the photo shoot with him right beside her was just kind of weird.
It was a little weird. I didn't know if he was a part of the shoot. Or I didn't. I don't know. I don't know about that. But
I don't know. It's very, very, very.
It's an interesting pair, I feel. But then again, he's up and coming, so we don't know much about him yet. He might prove us wrong.
He's from Inglewood.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, have you heard any of his music?
Crickets. Lyrica, A1, and Keyshia Cole. Man, I love me. I'm so happy for Keyshia. That whole. We'll get to all that. So the whole thing now. A1's supposed to be working on Keyshia Cole. She's looking for like one final kind of up-tempo song, and it seems like he's the one to kind of bring it out.
Right.
Lyrica, he cancels his session with Lyrica because she's kind of finishing up on her album, which I think is going on 2 years, if not more, kind of finishing. And, he's had 7 songs on the radio and all this other stuff. So kind of, I would feel the same way as her. It's like,
absolutely.
You're my man and
I should be priority.
Right.
Finish me first.
So we can get it done.
Right.
So she kind of goes into the studio, sees Keyshia Cole there. And it's like, I don't have a problem with Keyshia Cole because she's an established artist. And she doesn't seem like she'd be, janky as some other possible artists. I don't have a problem with that. But I helped you get to where you are. My career, because we are together, guys were hitting on me, and I'm being faithful, and I lost a lot of opportunities because of that.
Right.
And I put you on, or I helped to put you on. You're gonna treat me like this.
Yeah.
So I love their relationship because they talk to each other, and they get it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So
relationship goals.
Relationship goals. For real. So they get it. He understands, and I kind of. So do you think they should talk about, should females be able to kind of work with A1, or should they kind of do case-by-case basis?
Well, I understand her perspective on him not signing other female artists and working with them, especially if her project is unfinished. It'd be different, if her project was complete, it's out, cool, now you can make room for other artists. But I understand she wants to feel like a priority. If I'm your wife and then also I somewhat help get you on, the least you can do is, make sure I'm taken care of before you bring on other women. Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm kind of a little torn about it because I feel she should trust him and his judgment on music and who he works with. And
right.
But then I'm also like, I saw her vulnerable side, and I was just like, wow, like I kind of felt what she was feeling at that moment when she was telling him, and he's just like, sitting back.
The thing that makes it a little bit different than, for instance, last season with Lil Brandy and, what's her husband's name?
Oh, what is his name? I know who we're talking
y'all
about.
Know who I'm talking about. Lil Brandy and her husband. Lil Brandy doesn't necessarily produce or write or all this other stuff. Lyrica does. So I feel like if they're going to do it, they should just do it together.
Right.
Like, okay, if you want to work with these females, then that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here, but I'm not going to be watching over your shoulder.
Yeah.
We're going to get this money together.
Yeah.
Like, let's create this empire.
Yeah.
So, if he's truly genuine and he's not about that extracurricular stuff, then that's not a problem.
Why not work together? And Lyrica's so talented. Yeah. Oh my gosh, her music, and I didn't realize that she writes as much as she does. But no, I understand. I don't even think her issue is him working with other women. It's just take care of home first.
Right.
Take care of me.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's just like, fat kid in a candy store. Like, you can't put them.
True.
Not to say he's going to fall.
And if they're bringing in checks, but if it were me as his wife, my project's undone, we've been sitting on it for 2 years.
Right.
Come on. you know,
Thank you, Trini Boy, Max Lux.
Yeah.
Max Lux. The live chat is kind of popping, so thank you guys for hopping in. A lot of people didn't know we were on, but yes, here we are. Talking about all the messiness of love and hip hop. Y'all. So we have a little bit of time, so let's kind of get into a lot of the other characters in the storylines. So let's see, Brooke Valentine and Marcus Black and Jade.
First of all, it's about time we see something of Brooke again.
Yeah,
you know, what's it, Girl Fight was like the last big thing.
And she looks amazing.
She does. She looks amazing.
So it kind of hinted that her and Booby. I don't know. I've been reading the blogs and people are saying it's not true. Like they're just really good friends. So, you know, they kind of left that. They could be. But I kind of feel like if that's the case, then like, why not? Why not try?
And here's a question I have for you guys with that. Because I've been in this situation before too, where you're great friends with somebody. Should you cross that line, you know, of friendship and make something of it, or save the relationship or save the friendship and sacrifice?
Well, it depends on the friendship. Like I was reading a book by Charlemagne the God from Breakfast Club, and him and his wife have been together on and off since they were in high school. Nice. And he said the key to their relationship is that they're completely honest. So he was saying that she went through her whole phase in college, and she let him know. And to the point where he asked about the dudes and like, yeah, that dude has a bigger whatever than you. And they like broke it down. So if you can be that honest with a friend and then cross that over to a relationship and not be offended with that honesty, then yes.
It's that part, not being offended.
Exactly. But if you're kind of, because some people have different types of friends. So it's like, all right, you have your ratchet friends where they all know the ratchet stuff.
Right.
But then you have some other friends like, they can't handle that ratchet stuff. They're going to judge. Right. So it depends on where that person is in that friendship, where they can see everything. If they've seen you at 3 o'clock in the morning, all messed up, like, all that stuff, then, it's a possibility. But you also run the risk that that person might break your heart and you lose a friend.
Absolutely.
So it just kind of depends on all that good stuff.
I think they would make a good match, though. I mean, just from the chemistry, the way that they work together and they discuss everything, I do think that they would be a good match. But again, is it worth losing the friendship?
I don't know. He seems like he's learned his lesson from all that stuff. But then it depends on if he rises to another position of power in music. Because, he's an NBA player, and, all that comes with NBA players and all the stuff that's thrown at them.
Right.
Wherever they travel. So if he gets to that point in music, and now, he has that same situation where women are throwing themselves at him, will he fall into that thing again?
That's true.
So, I think there's that. I think he should just concentrate on his career and just see what happens.
First, yeah.
And LA is I think you can either come to LA with a relationship or just kind of get it together and then figure it out. LA is a tough place.
LA is tough to date, but I mean, I don't know.
We're both looking like, what's your story?
We'll save that for another day. But I agree. I think that it's either you come here with something strong and can withstand the test of time and everything that you go through in LA with relationships, or you focus on your career and let that stuff come later.
All right, then.
Maybe. Oh, we didn't talk about who's the other guy that Brooke is. What's his name?
Marcus.
Marcus Black. I don't know these. I don't know what these guys are thinking. Like, I feel like we're in a different era now with social media and all this other stuff that both men and women. I feel like with the era of social media, it's really hard to cover anything up. Like, meaning that if you're in a relationship and you're having an affair, it's either that chick, the side chick, knows her position and you're not lying to her and she knows the truth and she knows that she's never going to be upgraded, that she's good playing her position. Like, if you're going to lie to this girl and say X, Y, and Z, and then all of a sudden, like, you don't even post a picture on social media, but somebody else posts a picture on social media, then you're assed out.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I feel like it's just way better now to just say, look, I'm sleeping with you and 3 other guys, and if you don't like it, that's cool.
Right. Tell me up front.
Right.
Let me know. Give me the option.
Just because then it's yes, it kind of sucks, but then if that person leaves and you realize you really miss that person, then you could cancel those people out and like, look, I really want to be with you. And, you know, I messed up. It was kind of shitty on my part, but I'm willing to kind of take that to the next level.
Right.
So it's better that way than opposed to dating 4 people and then all 4 find out because all 4 thought they were in a relationship and you're like, no, we was just dating.
Right. And I kind of think that like it was a low blow to her intelligence for him to say, oh, I didn't know that I wasn't divorced. How you ain't know?
Well, he said he said he signed the paperwork.
Signed the paper.
He said I didn't know. I don't know, but.
And then your mom has to tell, like,
ooh,
I went to be in a conversation with his mom. Like, really, mom? Like, you just ratted me out like that?
Right.
Because if his mom didn't say anything and he actually got the paperwork done, they would have been cool.
Yeah.
But the whole Jade situation still would have came up.
Yeah, that's true.
And then why did he sleep with her? Because Jade said they've been friends forever. So I don't know if they've been like having sex all this time, or he felt like he didn't want to pay for the paperwork.
So was that the even exchange?
I don't know, because I think the paperwork's only like $200. Like, I don't think if the person's willing to sign and you don't have any assets to separate, I think it's like $200, $250, according to the billboards I see in LA. So I mean,
possibly. But yeah, I think that was kind of sad. I do think that it was so boss though how Brooke she made him tell her we're not doing this no more, and then walked out and was like, I don't want you. I just didn't want you with her. I was like,
and then came up to him. He kind of rented out the house and was like, look, I'm not wearing any panties. Yeah, and I'm gonna go to the studio.
Yeah, she's boss.
Yeah,
I rock with Brooke.
Yeah,
that sounds like somebody.
You know, on the flip side, it's like, do you really want to try?
What do you mean?
Like, does she really want? She said she still loves Marcus.
Yeah.
So like, why would you? I get why you want to make him jealous, but then it's kind of like, why would you want to do that? Because a lot of times people make those payback decisions and all this other stuff, and it blows up back in your face because you've now gone back and forth with the payback and the pity stuff and the messy stuff that now you've pretty much just destroyed the relationship of what could have been a really good relationship.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody's not perfect.
It's
Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes their kind of mistakes. But, you know, are you really going to give that relationship a full chance, or are you going to, like, you know, blow it up?
Yeah.
Because now you're wasting your time doing all that.
Do you feel like that was obviously forgivable, but something worthy of taking him back?
Well, I don't know. People throw around this love thing and this marriage thing and relationships like way too easily.
Yeah.
Like we're at a really great time in life where you can afford to, you know, not be in a relationship and, you know, live your life and get married when you're older.
Right.
It's not like back then where, you know, your parents are like, look, you about to be out of my house, you better get married, you're 17. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not kind of learn from your mistakes and establish what you really want from somebody and, you know, let the person know, opposed to, you know, kind of doing all that back and forth stuff. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird situation. CC Freak says Bobby and Booby and Brooke should already F already if they haven't. So hashtag already F.
Do you think, I can kind of sense it from Brooke, but do you think that Booby kind of has a thing for Brooke beyond friendship?
Yes and no. I mean, I think people who are opposite sex, there's obviously some type of attraction there. Like, do there any of your friends who are opposite sex, like, do you see them as ugly? Like, all my friends who are the opposite sex, I don't see them like, I'm like, damn, you like ugly. Like, I don't see that.
No.
I think Chris Rock referred to as dick in a jar.
Right. But even if I'm attracted to somebody, especially like a friend, I might still not even see them in that light.
Right.
I'm a flirt, so I might flirt with you, but that doesn't,
not to see them as like, you know, boyfriend material, but they're not ugly.
Right.
So even if you stumbled onto the penis, that's not like, oh, okay, all right. Like it's not like grotesque. Like the people you surround yourself with are the people that you tend to be attracted to.
That's a good observation.
I mean,
that's why I don't have guy friends.
No.
No, I'm good.
Why? Because you might stumble on the penis by accident.
No. Is that what you're saying?
Like, I don't know that.
That's true though.
You know, chemistry. I'm good. I'm
really?
good. Yeah, I'll pass. Yeah.
I have an equal amount of both.
No, I have way more guy friends.
Really?
Yeah. I was total tomboy. It's just, I've learned so much from my guy friends that I can see when guys like come and check for me. I'm like, dude, I I already know what the deal is because, like, I've seen my friends do that. Like, don't try to.
Oh, right.
Don't come at me like that. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it's easier to be friends with men. I feel like women, I don't know. I hope none of my friends are watching, but I feel like, you know, women fall out a lot more. We hold grudges more. And I just feel like with men, it's not, my male friends anyway, hasn't been like that.
I think people in general, it depends on how you establish a relationship.
True.
If you have people in general who tend to get offended, and you also tend to get offended, then that's what their relationship's going to be based off of. But if you can come at somebody like, look, this is a situation, this is how it happened, this is how I felt, like, I'm not trying to put it on you, but this is how it went down, and the person can understand that,
True.
then they're good to go.
Yeah.
Like, I really, like, with my friendships, it's very, like, you know, come at me. Like, I don't mind. But again, if you come at me and I really truly don't give an F, and you can appreciate that.
Come at you. What do you mean by that?
Like, meaning that if they had a problem with me,
okay,
don't harbor it for like 3 months.
Bring it to me, right?
Bring it to me, because I'm not gonna remember. And if you're coming 3 months down the line to let me know a situation that happened 3 months ago, I'm really not gonna listen out to you.
Right.
Because I feel like there's always an open door for communication. So if you just come at me and let me know what the deal is, I'm not gonna yell at you, I'm not gonna cuss you out, I'm gonna listen to you. But if I feel it's stupid, I'm gonna let you know it's stupid, and you can say, well, I said my piece and we're good.
Right.
And we can move on from that.
Squash it, right.
Right. Don't bring it up and then bring it up again. That's like the most annoying.
Sit there and harbor with it and let it grow.
Yeah, that's the most annoying. I don't have time for that.
I agree. Tell me what it is and what it ain't.
Yeah, let's go. Is it true? So Trini Boy says, is it true that all women secretly hate each other?
Yeah.
No, we're trying to empower women.
I mean, I don't. I love women who are doing great things because they inspire to me.
Right.
Like, I don't want what they have. I want to build my own empire. Like, you know, I want my family. I want my kids to do well. And, you know, if you're already there, then I'm going to use that as an example.
Yeah.
And then if you make mistakes, then I'm going to learn from your mistakes.
Right. Women who hate on each other, not even just women, people in general, when you hate on somebody else, I feel like it's kind of indicative of what you lack within yourself, or that you're just not on your game. You know what I mean? If you're on your stuff, you have no reason.
Yeah, and if you have a fight with the woman, then you just like, all right, cool, I'm not rocking with you anymore.
Right.
So go back to season, I think it was last season when they had the reunion and Princess Love didn't invite Nikki. She's like, I haven't spoken to her in like 2 years.
Right.
Like,
chalk it up and keep moving.
Right.
Making that money.
Yeah, it's no worries. It is what it is. And he also laughed at Stumble on the Penis. I mean,
that was good. That was good.
It happens. Shit. Yeah. What's your predictions for next week?
I definitely.
Oh wait. No lights. No
No.
lights. Oh, okay. Damn. Okay. That was underwhelming. All right. Oh, there you go.
I was like, wait, what?
I was going to say something totally out the box, but we're not ready for that yet. So what do you guys predict for next week?
I definitely see Teairra Marie getting in Cisco's tail over, was it Amber Diamond?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rightfully so, because I would do the same.
I honestly, I just feel that Moniece and AD, like, there's going to be, like, more of their storyline that's going to come out.
Right.
Like, there's, like, another woman. I feel like maybe. I don't know. I just, they've been kind of quiet in the episode, so I'm hoping for some juicy.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the Moniece being bisexual, there's no issue with that, but I wonder if, because she's had a lot of issues to deal with, so I wonder if before that relationship started, she kind of dealt with those issues as far as relationship issues, her issues. You know, it seems like her and Biz are getting along together. But the whole stuff that happened last year with her and Little Brandy, and her like intentionally trying to chop people down because of something that somebody else said before. I mean, that comes from somewhere, because why can't you just, you know, I get it, somebody offended you and you offended your child and you have to defend them, but on the flip side, like, you know, let it go and move on and just don't F with them no more.
Right.
So I wonder if she dealt with all of that, and, you know, her and AD are gonna move on. The whole Cisco thing. Ooh. I mean, the thing is too, it's kind of his bad because, you know, Amber, I don't know if he flew her out from somewhere or whatever, but he knows Teairra's dealing with issues. Yeah. So she's already broken. That's what they make it that's what they're kind of making it seem like.
Right.
So now you're dealing with a broken person. She says she has no friends. She has all this, and you don't think
Adding salt to the wound.
Yeah, you don't think she's gonna find out?
Right.
All these people are getting caught.
Yeah.
Like it's.
And from the preview, I feel really bad for her too, because I feel like she really believed that he had her best interests at heart.
And that's gonna send her into a tailspin.
Ooh, he don't want to see that side to Teairra.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people who cheat think that they're not gonna get caught. Like maybe.
Right. What's the logic behind it? I just don't understand.
I don't understand. I mean, maybe
women, we are all Inspector Gadget when it comes to our men, especially. Well, listen.
Well, it just depends. So here's, oh gosh, I'm not gonna give like people cheat codes, but it's just kind of like I feel like if you're going to cheat, but you really love the person, then you should
just break up.
Well, I mean, you can either break up, but if you really love the person and you want your cake and eat it too, then you have to let the girl or let the dude know that, look, you're never going to be upgraded, and deal with it, and live your life.
Yeah.
And if you come with that honesty, because there are people who've been in relationships for years and they've cheated for years, and it didn't come out years later. It's eventually going to come out.
The truth always comes
but
out.
it's just kind of like, don't be messy with it.
Yeah.
And it feels like he's just being all the way, all the way messy with it, especially in this particular situation. And all the people in Hollywood know one person. Like, it's literally like 2 degrees of separation now.
Absolutely.
Especially with social media.
That's why I'm Team Safaree.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Team Safaree.
I don't know. Like, I just feel like he's cool, and he's just
cute.
like, seems like he's like a nice.
He's slaying the women out here.
I don't know, but he just seems like, from the show, like he's just like coconut oil, like chill.
I met him one time before. He was real smooth. He's nothing like he is on screen. Like on screen, he's kind of like silly and goofy, but in person, he was just real suave.
Yeah, so suave all up into the kitty cat.
All right.
Slide up into that.
I don't know about that meow, but
guaranteed. I'll put money on that. There's no way.
Right.
He seems like a relationship dude, but if he can't find the relationship, then he's gonna appreciate Pretty Woman.
Speaking of, is him
Miss
and Nikki?
Nikki.
They're still.
No,
I think he alluded to that, right?
She said they it just wasn't working out. But she did talk about Rosa. She did not talk about Rosa, so we don't know. I guess like that's not working either, or that hasn't worked out. So I don't know. We'll see. I thought her and Safaree were gonna kind of make it, but maybe maybe not.
Who knows?
I like
we'll
that.
See.
That couple, they were cute together.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't know.
I predict Safaree and Chanel West possibly.
Nah.
Definitely. No, you don't see that?
Nah,
but
it's a body type.
Cute. Yeah.
She's cute, but it doesn't seem like
I saw some chemistry in the studio outside of just working together. It looked like
he might try to hit it, but relationship wise, it doesn't seem like his type.
No,
he might like hippies. We're not sure.
Yeah.
He might. I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like he loves tight waists and big ass,
big
and big
booties.
Titties. So I mean,
I think it's her demeanor though that he seems like he's feeling. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. They're definitely gonna be Hazel. I know that much.
Ooh, so y'all keep the comments coming. Definitely give us 5 stars on iTunes and all that good stuff. I'm sure we're gonna hear from a lot of the fans who watched the after show last season. What y'all think? So give us your opinions, all that good stuff. And where can they find y'all?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Brittney Q Hill. That's BRITTNEY.
And you can find me on Instagram at Cynthia Nicole 5.
And you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. Definitely keep those comments coming. I have thick skin. I'm assuming my girls right here have thick skin. So, we good to go. And also give us our predictions. We're going to try to get some guests for you, too. We do have a guest coming, I think, definitely 2 or 3 weeks. But we're also working some other guests as well. So we will see you next week. Ciao, guys.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.